I'm Cecilia Pueyo, I'm French and I'm auto-entrepreneur in Riyadh in the tourism sector. I was living in the region, in the UAE, and I was coming a lot to Saudi to visit mainly. And I was like, oh my God, there is so many opportunities here in the country, and I wanted to move, so I just said, let's try. For me, Riyadh, it can be so many different Riyadh. You can have the Riyadh that you want. I liked the fact that it was so dynamic. This is what really brought me to this city, because I saw that it was so challenging but at the same time exciting. Everybody in this planet can find his way to live in this city. I had the opportunity to travel a lot in Saudi Arabia. I went to Jeddah, Lula, Abha, Khobar, Al Ahsa, a lot of regions. And this is my favorite thing about Saudi, is the fact that it's so big that you can explore, and I think you are never tired of traveling in the country and to explore all the regions, the difference in terms of people and culture. I was so surprised to see that even between Saudis there is different dialect, different culture, different meals, different everything. I had the opportunity to explore Alula deeply. This is the first historic site that I did in Saudi, and I was so surprised to see how many civilizations came to Alula. When I traveled to Alula, it was the point of it was the beginning for me of the exploration in Saudi, and I think it was also the why I came here, because I saw that Saudi was very different comparing to the other countries of the region, and you can learn a lot about this here. And then I was so surprised to see also that in Saudi there is a lot of UNESCO sites. Riyadh as a city is very dynamic in terms of events. I am someone who likes cultural events mainly. I like to go every weekend to explore. So I was very happy to see that Riyadh during winter is very active. Boulevard City, Boulevard World, of course, and also some like temporary events such as Souk Al Walin, for example, that I found very interesting to rebuild a souk as it was before. And I was so surprised to see that it's mainly Saudis who are going there. So as a foreigner, it's even more interesting to go to Riyadh season and to see that it's not only foreigners, which is normal for many countries. But here you can connect very easily with someone and talk about the cultures, and they are so interested about us. And this is what I like, to be able to build bridges very easily. The Riyadh season also, I loved it, with so many events at Turaif and around. I was surprised about the electronic music. I attended many festivals or events about electronic, and my friends back home were so shocked when I posted on Instagram, and everybody was asking, is it in Riyadh? Like, because I just arrived, I jumped on an event, and I was shocked to see how many events there is like this. I feel Saudi is is leading in the region in imagining this kind of events in hidden places, or like Al Balad or Alula. Like, you want to experience concerts in this kind of thing, in this kind of place. But I didn't do much than electronic music for now, except the traditional music concerts that you can find on Founding Day or National Day, these kind of things. knowing people in Riyadh can be challenging, I think. I was lucky to come with my husband here, so I was not alone. But I think the best way to find people in Riyadh is from work, because you work with people, you have colleagues, and then you get to know more people. But honestly, I think everybody can know so many people in Riyadh, and from different nationalities, different background, and this is what makes Riyadh, I think, very interesting for foreigners. So this is my friend Emily from France.
Oh, Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris, but it's Emily in Riyadh.
Yes.
Now.
من سمحانية.
Yeah, Emily in Samhania and Felwa min Abha.
Oh, nice to meet you all.
Something that I like the most about Saudi is hospitality, because I was so shocked at the beginning to see, even not only in Riyadh, in every region, I was invited in a Saudi house. Like, I was just traveling with friends or with my husband in the car, just stopping somewhere, and each time we were stopping, someone was coming and, where are you from? Do you want a tea, a coffee, gahwa, date? And you just realize that we have some stereotypes in Europe, that Saudi can be a close country, and so the people also. So I was happy to break the stereotypes here, because the hospitality is amazing, I have to say this. And even now I'm living in Riyadh since a long time, and I am invited to have coffee and everything, and dinner in houses, and this, I feel, it's amazing. I think the culture of Saudi is very rich in terms of food. First, I discovered so many things, and I was living in the region, so I thought maybe it would be the same, but no, and I discovered that it was even different from different regions. So I like so many different food, kabsa, jarish. I like the Saudi desserts, very sweet, but I like it. And also I discovered so many things about the clothes that I felt very interesting, that I'm telling also back home, which is about the different clothes, traditional clothes that are very different from a region to another. For women mainly, I discovered so many interesting facts about how it was before, and the identity also that the clothes are bringing. If I had to choose a similarity between French culture and Saudi culture, could be, first, I think it's very different. I don't find a lot of similarities, and this is what I like. It's because it's very different from my home. But I was surprised to see that one of the Saudi desserts here is very similar to the crepes that we have, which the French crepes are very famous all over the world. And when I arrived, I was surprised to see that there is small crepes that all Saudis are eating for dessert, and I was like, this is interesting.
هلو.
So إيش هذا؟
هذه نقوش القط العسيري. هذه نقوش موجودة في جنوب السعودية، منطقة عسير. ومشهورة هذه النقوش في مجالسهم، ينقشونها على الجدار بألوان طبيعية. وكل سنة يجتمع النساء في بيوت إحداهن ويعيدون على الألوان، يجددون الألوان.
واو، حلو، أنا أحب هذا. About Saudi art, I was surprised to see at the beginning when I arrived. I didn't expect much about Saudi art because I didn't know anything about it, and in the other country of the region I didn't see a lot. So my first surprise was about handicrafts, because I discovered that there is still in Saudi a lot of women doing handicraft, and I was surprised. So I started searching, and I saw that the art in Saudi is becoming something that the country wants to highlight. So I was very happy to know this, because I think there is a lot of hidden talents that are coming up now, and I think we can see it in each event also in Riyadh. But I did something personally that is close to my heart, because when I discovered that there were so many artistic people very not known yet. So as I have a tourism agency in Saudi but based in Riyadh, I have a small office, and in this office I just started a souvenir shop. So I am in touch with a lot of artists, mainly women, who are selling their products in this shop, and I did this to support this woman and for people to find easily some artistic things that they can buy in one place. Hello, I'm so happy because the shop is live. So here it's a souvenir shop with only Saudi-made products. And I'm so happy because I am with Felwa, and you can buy so many things from her. She's specialized in Asili painting and palm leaf weaving. So join us next week because the shop will be open. Bye! I moved to the UAE for a professional opportunity in the energy sector, but I started having a passion about tourism, and it's mainly thanks to the region because I didn't know anything about it. I'm very curious. I started traveling around with friends, and I discovered that I didn't know anything about the region. So I started traveling a lot, and I started feeling that I wanted to have a project. So I started a small tourism agency in the UAE, and the goal was to build bridges between the foreigners and the Emiratis. But in the meantime, I was coming a lot to Saudi to discover what is this neighbor country, which is very different. And I discovered that there were so many things in terms of tourism. And I was like, maybe I should move to see what there is as a tourism opportunities. And I felt this is here that I have to have my project, because in the UAE it was still working with my partner, she's still there. And I started meeting a lot of people from the tourism sector, and I had an amazing opportunity. I met my Saudi partner. We are now 3 in this business, so 2 French and 1 Saudi. And we just launched Bonjour Saudi, which is a tourism agency for foreigners to come to discover Saudi through our lens, which is through Saudis. So we create itineraries for people to know Saudi through Saudi guides, Saudi artists, Saudi houses in the whole Saudi, not only in Riyadh. So this is now my career because I don't have anymore my job. I'm focusing mainly on my business. And the goal is to show to the world our vision of Saudi and to organize impactful events for residents and companies. For my business, I don't have a typical day, but I have offices. So I'm going every day to Diriyah, which is where we are based as Bonjour Saudi office. We have partnership with the neighborhood, so we create events with them. But my job is to develop the business. So I am in contact with a lot of people in Saudi, not only from the tourism sector, but a lot of companies to organize events for them that will be very different. For example, we organize team buildings, and in these team buildings, there will be a Saudi artist coming to show the Saudi culture to them. So my day is very different because I am in a stage of developing a business, and I'm happy that I am an entrepreneur in Saudi because all the doors are very open, and I'm very thankful for this. I think what is amazing here is that you can have opportunities that I will not have in Europe, honestly, and that you can just have so many nationalities and meet and exchange and make event together. So I feel very active, and I feel very lucky also to have every day a new experience. And this is my feeling now, like this month in particular, because I just launched everything now. I'm very lucky to be in this country now, of this change. My favorite hobby is traveling and exploring. I like to explore always new places outside Riyadh, of course, but also in Riyadh. I like to escape the city. I am a city girl, 100%, but we all need some breaks. So I like to, as I said, in the desert, going and sitting, but I like also closer to Riyadh, just to go to some farms. And I'm very lucky to work with many farm owners to organize some events. So I like to explore all the farms around Riyadh to see if we can make events, but also just to chill, to walk. Sometimes I walk also in the farms with my friends, my team, everybody. And because I like to explore, because I'm posting a lot on social media, I have a page where I post about everything that I discover. I feel it's interesting for people to know from others what we discover, because there is so many places and hidden gems, I would say, I like to call. And I like to be like the hidden gem person. If I had to choose one memorable or unique experience in Saudi Arabia, honestly, I have just one who just popped in my head, which is in Abha. So with my husband, we went to the south of Saudi with no expectation, because I didn't know exactly what to expect. And it's not yet a very touristic place. And I was surprised how in Rijal Alma and even in Abha, I met so many amazing people who invited me, each one of them in their house, but even in Rijal Alma, which is an old village, and it was for National Day. And we were the only non-Saudi of the events, because we were just walking around the village and they all told us, you need to come tonight, there is a party. And we were like, a party? Like, what kind of party? So we said, okay, we will go. And it was really like back like in France, there is some small villages that are doing some parties. It was very similar, by the way. So very local people and doing a show, very traditional dances, and everybody brought us some food, traditional food, tea, coffee, to watch the show. But I didn't know that we will experience a city that we never went there, to be that in one day we knew everything with locals, very open-minded, even in the streets. You know, it's not that obvious. And so this is my most unique experience in Saudi, I think. Of course, I spend time at home because sometimes it's needed also. I'm not someone who is staying at home, but sometimes I like just to chill and to make something to eat, crepes, for example, from France, because sometimes I miss home. My mom is doing a lot of crepes, so I like to just do this and chill and watch a movie or read a book or something, but I don't have a lot of time. So this is not really my daily life, but I try to do it to recharge. If tomorrow I had to leave Saudi, I think I would miss the way of life. I think if you ask me what I would miss the most is the people, because every day I'm meeting someone and I'm keeping, it's very easy, I feel, here to keep the contact and to then have a friendship. I feel it's very easy with Saudis. Donc si j'avais un message à délivrer à mes amis, à ma famille, aux Français, on va dire, sur l'Arabie, c'est que je sais que c'est pas un pays qu'on visite encore depuis la France, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de préjugés, de clichés aussi sur le pays. Mais je dirais qu'aujourd'hui, c'est un pays auquel on doit donner une chance pour visiter, parce que c'est une culture qu'on ne connaît pas en France et en Europe majoritairement. Et donc, je pense que malgré tout ce qu'on entend sur le pays, qu'on aime ou qu'on n'aime pas, c'est un pays qu'on doit visiter pour le comprendre, pour l'analyser et pour l'aimer ou pas.